All right. A lot of noise going on in the background here that you probably can't hear, but welcome everybody. Welcome to Tabletop Bob. And we are back for the return, episode 2 of The Keep on the Borderlands. And the title of this episode is The Keep on the Borderlands. Just kidding, just a keep. So, welcome everyone here on Twitch and YouTube. We've got a really I think we're going to have a lively Twitch chat in just a little bit. And we've got some people here on YouTube. Yeah, welcome, welcome. So just to do a quick little review here, we started this campaign. We have 2 episodes, well, really 2 videos, Session 0 and Episode 1 that's up on my YouTube channel, Tabletop Bob. You should check out the playlist if you haven't seen them, or watch today's episode and then go back and catch up. It's not that we haven't progressed the story all that far along, so check those videos out. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. And if you're on Twitch, give me a follow. We're going to go around and introduce the group, and then I'll do a little quick recap. Oh, but wait. I forgot. Guys, a lot of stuff going on the channel. Do you know what I'm working on right now?
No.
No, Bob. What are you working on right now?
Well, that's a great question, Jeff. I am working on something very special. In fact, if you watched last week on Thursday, I finished my entire Candlekeep Mysteries series. We finished the entire thing. Nate, you were a part of that last episode.
Mm-hmm.
The Canopic being. So we finished. All 17 Candlekeeps are up on the channel for your viewing pleasure. And just because I loved it so much, I had to, and they'll see this on the screen. You actually, I forgot the virtual cam. You won't be able to see this, but you can still hear it. Ranking every Candlekeep mystery adventure. I'm creating a video where I'm going to go through and rate every adventure based on a whole bunch of categories and rank them, the definitive ranking for all 17 adventures. So if that's something you're interested in, it's coming. I anticipate it out this weekend. So that's coming up on the channel. Also, Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frost Maiden. We're getting towards the final act here. So if you've been watching, you'll know that's coming on Tuesday, every Tuesday night. And if you haven't watched, look, you have 37 episodes to catch up on. It'll go by like that. All right?
No pressure.
No pressure at all. So,
Just a weekend.
Exactly, really. A weekend
Or 2.
hour to, like, from Friday morning to Sunday night. Yes, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Get about 2,000 points worth of Necrons painted in that time.
Yeah. Oh, it's actually, well, depends on how you paint. That could take people 15 years. So I don't know. We'll see. All right, so let's introduce our characters, and then we'll do a little recap of what we've been up to. We're gonna go reverse order this time. Let's start with John.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Sasori. I'm feeling pretty high and mighty about myself after last little battle there, and looking to have some fun in the keep, find some work, hopefully not get into too much trouble.
That's right, and you are playing a rogue, correct? Did you say that? I didn't hear that.
I did not. I'm playing a half-elf rogue, correct.
Gotcha, yeah. I should have also, it's been a while. We'll just say our class and everything as well. We're going to have scenes where you'll see their class breakdown and all their stats, but at the top here, we'll say that as well. Tim.
What's up? Welcome back, everyone. My name is Tim. I'm playing Valentin Lupescu, the human barbarian. And I apologize for my change in scenery and setting here. I'm at my summer gig at a wrestling camp, so if I go on mute or just walk away, it's probably because there's like an emergency and I got to go do something. So I apologize if that happens in advance.
Yes, and it's Camp Crystal Lake. That is it. If you want to send Tim any fan mail, Camp Crystal Lake.
You can see over my back shoulder, if a hockey match shows up, just shoot off a quick message in the chat, and we'll make sure that hopefully I get out alive. But fingers crossed. Pineapple is the safety word.
Well, that's great. So you are a barbarian, and you're hopefully will be safe or at least Tim will be safe for this episode. Nate.
Hey, how's it going? I'm Nate. I'm playing Barrack Helios, the human variant paladin. Very dedicated to his god Hyperius, and feeling good as well going into episode 2. Excited to see this keep.
And then we can go up top. And one of the things that I wanted to do with this campaign was to have people of varying degrees of experience playing D&D, since Keep on the Borderland is a classic D&D module. We have the bottom rank people here. Well, just people on the bottom.
Ow.
You are top tier in my mind. But the people on the bottom of the screen have only played 5th edition. That came out very wrong.
Hey.
Top tier, top shelf people just on the bottom of the screen. They've only played 5th edition. And then up top, we've got people who have played multiple editions. So we'll go to Jeff.
Hi, I'm Jeff. I'm playing Skori Skegison, who is a dwarf, and he's a very fighty bard. And certainly ready to go move forward into this keep and find some adventure.
That's right. A real dwarf's dwarf.
That's right.
There we go. Jumping on over to Fritz.
Hey, everybody. It's Fritz. I'm playing Ula, a wood elf druid, and really excited to now arrive at the keep, considering how challenging and interesting the last encounter was. So hopefully to get some gear, get some experience, and get a couple of leads for the next part of the adventure.
That's right. And you can find Fritz at his YouTube channel, which I've linked down below. And similarly, Chris, your channel's down there below. Why don't you introduce yourself and your character?
Hey guys, so my character's name is Hieronymus Bosch, and just a few minutes ago we had a conversation about where that name came from. And if you're feeling froggy, feel free to Google it. He's a Dutch painter, and he's painted some pretty crazy things. So that might give you some insight into little Hieronymus's personality. He is a wizard. He only has 2 scores that are above 9. I just was looking at his stats again. He's awful, except he's really smart, and that's about it. So I'm gonna play him very kind of sitting back and not risking himself, because he'll get killed.
Yeah. And that does not depict the real Hieronymus. The real Hieronymus is probably a terrific athlete, scholar. I don't know who this is, but I'm sure. All right. Okay, so just a little review. Last time we played, the crew were headed up north. They were looking for adventure. They're heading to a place. Our setting is called Illustria, but they're headed to this place called the Borderlands, a place where there is quite a bit of adventure to be had. The Borderlands is infamous for danger because while there is a keep there, the keep is really the last bastion of defense for the civilized world. There are not only are there the typical monsters that you might think of in D&D. You've got orcs and goblins, bugbears, those sorts of things roaming the territory here. But you also have bands of brigands, bandits who are ruthless, cutthroat, and they are willing to do anything to get some gold or some loot from adventurers. So this is a dangerous area, but what's made it even more dangerous is that the fact that all these factions have become more emboldened over the past year or so, but particularly in the last few months, orc and goblin raiders have been venturing further out of their territory, and the keep's patrols are having a hard time. In fact, they've actually even tried to attract some fellow adventurers. So you may not be the only adventurers here at the keep. On the road, you met a man named Friedrich Baumhauer. Baumhauer is a merchant. He's a spice trader who sells, well, he doesn't just sell spice, but he sells a lot of things. And he's coming to the keep to sell to the merchants there, as well as the local farmsteads. So he is your kind of guide so far, and you are headed into the keep now. You've just entered. You've been given a bit of the rules breakdown. They've told you that fighting is absolutely not allowed. Your weapons must be kept away at all times. No magic in the keep other than the certified friendly wizard who is allowed to participate in public. And yeah, I think that's it. Oh, and what's put everybody else on edge is that every 10 years in Alestria, there's an event that happens, a sort of like a weird energy surge. It's seen as almost like an aurora borealis in the sky. People believe that it's chaos energy. Every 10 years, this event takes place, and in the next week or so, the area is supposed to receive its next one, and whether it's sort of like panic for no reason or what's causing what, is the emboldened tribes a result of the anticipated aurora, or is it the other way around? So we don't know, but we're going to see for ourselves as we enter into the keep on the Borderlands. Ready, everybody?
Yeah.
Do it.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right, so we begin by entering in to the keep. Last time, you entered into the outer bailey of the keep. As I've kind of described it to you all, the outer bailey is where the civilians are allowed to live. There are places to stay in the keep, although there aren't, I would say, well, you're gonna find out exactly what your options are, but there are maybe about, in total, of people at the keep, maybe 70 civilians. There are more than that of militia, the captain of the watch, things like that. Those people make up the bulk as they go on patrols to defend the area. So I'm going to show you a map. I'm going to switch over to Roll20, and then I will let you kind of explore on your own here. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. You should be
I
seeing
love
a
that.
map now.
I
On the
think I
Roll20
can pop
screen.
my character sheet out of the program and bring it to a different monitor. This makes
Yeah,
So-
that's a good idea.
Definitely recommend it. Oh, that's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
nice picture.
Yeah, so this is like a 3D image of the keep. It is, it's not to scale. I actually don't like, well, the to scale maps that they give you as well in the book are a bit confusing. I don't want you to see any numbers and things like that. But this is a 3D rendering of the keep, and you're entering in obviously here at the gatehouse. And when you first walk in, the initial sight in front of you is the stables, as well as some sort of a warehouse. You can see there are people working, putting not only Baumhauer's wagon load into the storehouse, but also there's just crates upon crates there. This is where merchants will store their goods before either bringing them out to the farmsteads or to the merchants here. And you can see the stables. You didn't have a horse, but Baumhauer does. So he says to you all, well, thank you for getting me to the keep in one piece. I'll be loading up here in the storehouse and probably heading over to the Greased Goat. They got the best food in town. The only food in town, really, so I suggest it. And I'll take care of these bodies. I'll bring them to the captain of the watch. He's referring to the brigands.
Is there a reward for the bodies?
nice thinking.
He says, interesting. A reward. Well, if there is, I'll find out.
Yes, I suppose you will.
And we can find you at the Grease Goat afterwards.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'll be at the Greased Goat, and if I get any gold from it, I'll buy you all a pint.
Huh. Should someone escort Mr. Baumhauer in this body delivering mission?
Someone who maybe is capable of carrying bodies quite easily, not someone with such skinny arms as I, of course.
I can carry at least one body.
I'm not
he-
touching anybody.
I don't think we need to lug the bodies on our backs. I mean, we've got
I'm gonna call
cart.
the captain of the watch. I'm not gonna be dragging bodies around the town. In fact,
it's a
that
little
would be
morbid.
ill-advised, I would believe.
All right, I'll be looking for my share of the cut. Thank you very much.
He nods and gives you a little salute, and he says, we'll see each other soon, I'm sure.
May the light of Hyperius follow you.
He'll nod and turn towards the stables as he greets one of the workers there, one of the young stable hands, to take his horse. and then he'll kind of head over towards the warehouse. They're kind of next to each other there on the inner bailey. All right.
Now, the inner bailey, is that the left-hand side of the
I just actually realized I said the wrong thing. The inner bailey is where the castellans, quarters are, where the militia would be. That is off limits to all civilians. You would not be allowed in there at all.
Okay.
The outer bailey is where you'll be staying, where there's all of the merchants and all of the businesses that you can go see. Right?
Okay.
Do we get a peek at this gate? Does it look like there's a substantial number of guards?
You haven't really gotten too much into the center yet, but you would assume that there would be. There were, I believe there were like 6 guards up on the parapet at the front gate. And so you probably would assume that there's going to be guards all over the place. In fact, you see a few patrolling through this first inner part of the bailey here, where the stables are and the warehouse. There seems to be a visible amount of guards.
When we do get inside, I am going to want to make a note of this area. So
Sure. Yeah, and the guards, as they walk by, you can see they wear the colors of the keep, which is like a yellowish, yellow and brown color. They all have swords at their scabbards, and some of them are carrying glaives or halberds. Most of them on the top had crossbows. So you can see that there are kind of two types of guards, the patrolmen and the guards standing up top. All right, so you want to head into the outer bailey?
Yeah, let's head to the center and just get our bearings.
Yeah.
See what's there.
So you head into the center of the outer bailey, and you're kind of drawn there because there's so much noise in that area. It's the most frequented part, and there's a large fountain area. I'm actually going to show you some art of the fountain square.
Oh, I totally
just
thought that was
kidding.
a gallows in the middle.
I also was thinking that's where they kill people.
Yeah.
And I like the town a lot less now that they don't kill people.
I'm sure they do somewhere. It'll be okay.
All right.
Oh, there's the fountain.
Yeah.
The fountain's up here.
Oh, whoops.
The
Yeah.
gallows is here.
Oh, okay, yay.
So we can
So
have
we can
both.
still kill people. Let's go.
Good.
We can have executions and relaxation.
It's a guillotine in my head canon. I don't know about you guys.
Well, quite possibly. Oh, it's a fondue fountain.
Wow.
It does look like it.
It's a
Sweet.
fondue fountain. Although I just realized, for whatever reason, it's only opening it up in a separate window, so it's not showing up on the screen. But it's a fountain. It's where most of the people are residing. You can see that there's children here even playing. There are some merchants that set up shops around the fountain area, and as you walk along, I guess it would be the southern portion of the keep, you can see there's a whole slew of living quarters, no doubt. I mean, you don't know which ones are occupied or not, but there's at least half a dozen what seem to be 2-story buildings that contain apartments. To your right, you can see a very large tower. It looks like it's some sort of a guard tower, but you're not too sure. And then on your right-hand side, past the tower, are a whole slew of different traders, provisioners. You can see a blacksmith. And so all of this is, the typical stuff you'd consider to be at a keep. And once you get to the fountain area, you can see that message board that Nate was so excited about earlier. And you see people gathered around it. In fact, there's one person of the town or the keep's militia hammering something onto the board.
Well,
Check it out. Let's see.
I'm sorry, Bob. Can you ping where the board is?
It's in the fountain square area.
Okay. Thank you.
Right, here you go. So you walk up, and you can see the captain of the watch is hammering in this top notice. It says, "The outer gates close at sundown. No exceptions." This is the most recent piece on the board. And for those of you at home watching, you can see I'm going to zoom in to the parts of the board that they read. It might be hard to read when you're seeing all of them together. So, is there anyone that you would each like to read?
Really looking for those bounties to be paid on that top right.
Sure.
brigands.
Yeah.
Nate,
It
read
seems
that one.
we did that.
We got like 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah.
Read that one, Nate.
By order of the by order of the Castellan, brigands wanted, bounties paid, 5 gold pieces each dead, 20 gold pieces each alive.
That's a
Yeah.
lot more trouble.
But
This
takes 4 dead men to make 1 alive. With that math, at least.
I'm starting to think we should go brigand hunting.
might be a quick way to get gold.
Also a quick way to die.
You also
Might be a quick way to end the whole adventure.
yeah. You also notice that piece of paper is probably the oldest one on the notice. Any other ones strike out to you?
Hieronymus wants to go to the Wizard Tower, of course. He's always looking to try to increase his spell repertoire. So if he can go in and get his hands on any scrolls whatsoever, he is motivated by that.
Why don't you read that one?
So on the bottom left here, it says, items identified, curses removed. Ring the chime at the Wizard's Tower. That's what I'm going to do.
Yep, you're going to ring that chime.
Where's the chime?
Well, you did pass a tower. Interesting. Maybe that's it. Any other ones
However-
interest to you?
The kidnapping at the
Yeah, the
farm
kidnapping one definitely stands out to me.
Sure.
really kind of does jump out to me.
John, you want to read that one?
Kidnapping at Old Ruth's farm. Bailiff's daughter, Edina, missing. Reward for safe return. See Bailiff Butts.
Yep. Bailiff Butts.
And now Sasori is.
Hopefully they're good-looking bailiffs.
This is a joke. Seymour Butts? I don't know. Is this
His name isn't Seymour.
Well, it doesn't actually say what his first
It doesn't
name
say
is.
his first name. You're right.
Bailiff Butts?
But that does seem alarming. Kidnapping. Interesting. Anything else catch your attention?
Sasori is looking at the difference in price between leasing and renting at the Traveler's Inn. So we have living quarters, we need someplace to live. So we have a few different apartments, and we have a hotel.
Yep, so I'm just showing the viewers the 2 living quarters one. It says living quarters for lease. See Lotus at the apartment complex offices and clean rooms at the Traveler's Inn.
They'll
Anybody
leave a
else
line
wanna
on
read one?
for you.
I do see a really interesting little post about a man in need of work. I want a bodyguard, so I'm going to look for this guy Zed and hire him.
Read that one for me, Chris.
It says, family man in need of work. Will carry gear and open doors. Since my strength is like a 6, I could certainly use the help. And he also owns a 10-foot pole, which I happen to appreciate. So it says,
Compensating.
ask for Zed at the Greased Goat. And that will be something I do when I get there. I'm going to hire him. I have 15 gold pieces left, and I'm going to offer him 5 copper to die for me. I mean, carry my gear.
Yes,
That's
and
probably
he is a
a
knack
good
for
idea.
spelling as well.
I was gonna say, I hope he's not looking for work as an editor.
I think he was only going to carry the actor Richard Gere. Isn't that not?
Oh boy. Fritz, anything catch the druid's eye?
I'm interested in looking recruits, the captain of the watch. That might open up some of the inner gates there, get us to the inner keep where probably the real contacts are. Sooner we get in there, the
Fortunes.
better.
Yeah, you want to read that one?
Fortune's 5, looking for recruits. See the captain of the watch for more information. If we get their blessings, we'll try to bundle a bunch of these adventures together and just get some serious coin.
Yeah.
The Fortune's 5. Interesting.
So basically, Fritz is running around the whole area, just clicking on everybody with a question mark over his head.
Gonna farm everything we can here.
I'll take that quest. I'll take that quest. I'll take that quest.
Who hasn't read one? I think almost all. Tim, you haven't read one. Any of these seem interesting to you?
Definitely the two about the family man and the bailiff's daughter were the two that stuck out to me.
Okay.
We can only hire Zed as long as he doesn't dilute the experience pool.
He will survive. Trust me.
You have to be present
Did
at
I
the
say
end.
that?
No experience.
I see you point at this one here. Tim, why don't you read this one? We had a couple people point at this one.
Official notice: bounty hunters are prohibited from entering the area known as the Fens. No aid will be sent by the keep.
So if you're looking for brigands, don't go to the Fens. Or maybe do, but go at your own risk.
Sasori immediately wants to go to the fence.
I know.
Now,
Let's go to the
no
fence.
forbidden cookie jar.
They said I can't do it, so now I have to do it.
Last two on here. Jeff, why don't you read the warehouse mix-up?
Okay. Let's see. Attention! Warehouse mix-up. Lost crate. See Gertrude. Reward if found. Discretion greatly appreciated. Well, discretion is my long suit.
Well, then you're a perfect match for it. And last but not least, you got gems and jewelry appraised, fair prices, buy and sell, walk-ins welcome at the guild house. The, you're going to find things out in the area here. You might want to sell them. That might be a place to go.
Thank you.
All right.
Hey, Bob, I noticed there was nothing about any religious center, church, hall of any sort, place of worship. Is there anything in town, or should we handle that later?
There absolutely is, and in fact, you hear the church bells ringing right now as it gets to high noon here. So you can hear the bells ringing, and you kind of look up and you see the bell tower of the church off in the background. And I'll point that out on the map. Again, this is not a perfect map or ideal map, but you do see a chapel in town. I'll put you on that map for a second.
Excellent. I'm happy to go right out on a mission, but I know that Barrick would like to investigate that at some point.
So you think a couple things here. Let's decide as a group what you'd like to do, and I don't mind splitting up or anything like that. This is not splitting the party, but if it means you can gather your things quickly and figure out what you want to do to get situated. But you have a couple of things you need to take care of. You need to figure out, A, where you're going to stay, right? That's kind of, I think, paramount. 2, A and 2. 2, you might have to, each of you have, you've kind of mentioned that you have certain things that pique the interest of your character. Nate, the church. Chris, the wizard's tower. A couple of you may want to inquire about these message board postings. So I'm totally fine if you want to go either in pairs or if you really need to be individually. We can do those. And then I guess the last thing you'd want to do is just decide if you're going to be going somewhere. Is there anything you need to prepare for before heading out of the keep or whatever you're going to be looking for in the keep? So those are the 3 things I think you need to do. So why don't you discuss? What do you think?
How are we on time? What time is it? Like early morning?
Noon.
High noon?
Why don't we just meet back at that inn? What was it called? The
Grease Goat.
Traveler's Inn. Oh,
Grease Goat?
the Grease Goat is
Is a
That's
tavern.
who it is.
where the food is. The Traveler's Inn is where the beds are.
There's one other place for lease as well.
Oh,
It's
there
the
were
apartments.
apartments. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have to go to the apartment complex offices to inquire about a lease.
Yeah. And I don't know, Bob, I have a part of being an acolyte is I have a feature, Shelter the Faithful. So I think if we need for a night, although I don't know if I can just spin that to any religious area or if it needs to be a church to Hyperius. Or a temple to Hyperius, rather.
No, I don't think it's designed to be necessarily a temple of Hyperius only.
Gotcha.
You've heard, probably even before coming here, this is a temple of Chai. Chai is the goddess of harvest, with this being a keep reliant on the local farmsteads for food and the nature of that. That's a very important god for this area.
Alrighty. Just as an offer, if we're ever tight on money, I think I can kind of talk some folks into letting us stay at a place at a, quote, modest lifestyle, at least for a night or two. Just as a, throw it out there to the party.
So is that that's something you get from your background? Is that what it is?
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, so if you want to go to the, if you ever want to go to the chapel or need anything, let me know and you can expend that favor. All right.
Gotcha.
And it doesn't have to be for Hyperius, but we'd have to role play that out a little bit.
Sounds good.
All right. Anybody else? I know you want to go to church, Nate.
I'd like to talk to Bailiff Butts about his missing daughter,
Yep. Police station.
and also crack jokes about his name.
Excellent. I knew you would.
How many does he see? I need to know.
How many does what?
Nothing. It says see more butts joke.
Oh, I
How many
missed
butts
it.
can I see? Is my question.
I'm just Bart Simpson over here. I apologize.
All good. Let's see, Chris, you're definitely in. You want to go to the Wizard's Tower? We know that.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, guys, I'll meet you at the
At the goat.
Greased Pony. I can't remember
Sure.
the name of that restaurant, but I'll meet you there in a couple hours.
Okay.
And I'm gonna head out to the Wizard's Tower.
Okay, great. And lodging. Who wants to take care of that?
Go rent a room at the leased place. It's more secure.
Okay.
I'll
Just hear
go take care of
Hieronymus
that.
Echoing that. Yeah.
I'll go find us lodging.
Okay. Anybody want to go with Fritz or Ula?
Sure,
But-
I'll go with Fritz.
Okay.
That's fine.
All right.
Yeah, who's got the highest charisma?
What?
It's
Oh,
probably
okay.
Jeff.
I
Jeff
think this
or-
whole party is short on charisma, but
Jeff
No,
or
no,
Nate?
not at all.
The Bard.
The bard.
Yeah,
the
No,
bard.
Thank
we got
God
a
we have a
paladin
bard.
too.
Yeah, I also have a little bit.
So
Yeah, Jeff's AC. Charisma. I'm showing it on the screen right now. Charisma's 14, but you have the highest stats of the group overall. You rolled hot. Nate's
and went down fast.
and it went down. Yeah, with the wisdom, but you were okay. Nate's got
no,
a
I'm just talking
16 charisma.
my dirt nap in the previous fight.
Oh, yeah. Well, hey, your first level. Nate, you have a 16 charisma, but he may Jeff maybe have persuasion skills or so. I don't know what you have skills wise.
Yeah. What is everyone's pluses to like intimidation, persuasion, performance?
Eric's really not a great talker. Really did not put the proficiencies into those.
Okay.
I'm probably the face.
yeah. If you add my wisdom and charisma together, I have a 14.
Wisdom and charisma together is a 14. That's great. All right.
So Scory should come with me. We should go get the rooms. He's got the high charisma. He's got the persuasion.
Sure.
Excellent.
I will just
Scory
say, if
and-
you add my charisma and my wisdom, I have a 12.
Nice.
Yeah, John, you got.
We should go
real
together.
luster.
Or hijinks will ensue.
Get us kicked out of the keep before lunch. The shortest campaign in history.
All right, so we got Scory and Ula heading to get lodging at the apartment complex. We've got Hieronymus going to visit the Wizard's Tower. Barak, you're going to the chapel. Valentine and Sasori, what are you going? Where are you going?
See the bailiff.
Bailiff Butts. Got it. Okay. All right, so we're going to go, we'll do kind of top to bottom here. We'll go Chris. You can head to the Wizard's Tower first.
Excellent.
All right.
I'll go and ring the chime.
And I've got music by Tabletop Audio tonight. Wizard's Tower here. Pretty good. All right, so you head to the tower standing out in the Outer Bailey here, and you can see this tower looks like it was built quite some time ago. It's probably one of the older structures in the Outer Bailey. It does have a curious look to it. It is made of mostly wood. The door has intricately carved designs on it, different sort of wilderness patterns, shapes, flowers, things like that. And you see there's a wind chime right to the top right of the door. There's no entrance. There's no handle or any way to open that door?
I'll cast a mage hand and ring the wind chimes with the mage hand.
Mm-hmm. You hear the clanging of the chimes as they echo throughout the nearby surroundings of the tower, and you wait. It's an awkward moment. It's an awkward amount of time, like 15 seconds before anything happens, and then eventually you hear a booming voice coming from seems like the door itself. Who enters the wizard's tower?
My name is Hieronymus Bosch, and I've come to hire myself. Well, that's not terrible. That's terrible. Come looking for employment.
Employment. The wizard needs no employment.
Oh, but you've never met Hieronymus Bosch.
I've seen your spectral hand. You have a talent. You may enter.
Okay.
And the door opens, almost like a knock spell was cast on it. It opens up loudly, and you can enter in.
In I'll go.
All right. You head in, and it's a very odd smell that hits you. It's definitely all the spell components that the wizard must be using. You head up this spiral staircase, and you enter into what seems to be the first actual level where you can stand. You're already a second story high, and inside there's books lining the walls. You've got all of the different things that you've smelled, those components out. It looks like the person who was in here before was really having a go at something, putting some sort of components together. And you can see there's a figure sitting in a chair by the window, a big armchair. And the voice, you just see the top of the head, black hair, long, maybe to about just past shoulder length. You hear a very different voice than what you heard down below. So you're a wizard.
Indeed.
What do you know? What tricks can you perform?
I will cast a minor illusion. Make myself look like my little halfling.
So you give yourself just an altered appearance or something.
Yes, I have illusion skills and can't find my spell book. Hold on a second. There we go.
You can't find your spell book. What kind of a wizard are you?
Self-respecting wizard.
I have powers over the mind and the surrounding areas. We'll say it that way.
The only power
It's
over
like
the
ears
mind.
in the neck.
The only power over the mind. And you still haven't seen the person yet. They're sitting down. But they stand up, and they have a long robe on, but it's not a wizard's robe. It's like a bathrobe. And he turns around, and you can see he's got a goatee, but the rest of his beard is definitely starting to grow in. And he has a drink in his hand, some sort of alcoholic beverage, whiskey or something like that. Is this? And he pours himself another glass, and he takes a huge swig of it and slams it down on the table.
Are you sure it wasn't a White Russian in his hand?
Yeah, yeah. People call me the dude. No, his name is not the dude. He says as he walks over to the table, Decario, the wise, at your service, and he bows. The cup kind of spills a little bit.
Pleasure to meet you. I won't take much of your time. You're obviously busy. But I just wanted to announce my presence. I am a wizard, and I'm here to find my place in this world. So, in order to do this, I'm looking to increase my repertoire of abilities and spells. So, I'm seeking scrolls. If you would be so kind as to perhaps offer some for sale. And also, I'm offering my skills to you. If you have need for anything to be accomplished of the arcane,
Just
sort of...
tell me you want to be my apprentice.
I accept the offer.
The answer is no.
Oh,
He takes another swig of his glass, and he pours a new one out, and he passes it along the table to you.
oh. I'll slam it down.
He says, but I could use a drinking buddy.
Oh, great. Well, I got a pretty high constitution. Yeah, I'll be like, I'll take that and just hit the whole thing.
He casts Dispel Magic on your illusion, your minor illusion, and he says, oh, God. What's with your face?
Well, some of us weren't born with all the gifts.
He says to you, whatever. You seem to have some skill. I saw the mage hand down below at the door. Nice touch. You probably couldn't have reached it without it. You are a gnome, right?
I am a gnome, a rock gnome. That is correct, sir.
Wow.
I'm small of stature, small of just about everything.
Here's the thing. Everyone around here, they come looking. They think they're cursed. I wave my hands, I say some words, I get some gold. All right? Nobody knows anything about magic. Seems like you know a little bit. I might be able to help you, but... See all these ingredients laid out here? I'm short. There's this mushroom. They find it in the Whispering Woods to the north. I need some more of it.
I shall get you this mushroom.
It's called Mushroom of Whispers, and I need it for some of my spells components. If you bring me back, I don't know, a couple baskets of them, it'd be much appreciated. And I could definitely throw you a scroll or two.
Ooh, absolutely.
And you know what? We make this work. My back gets scratched. Your back gets scratched. He takes out of his robe and he takes his spell book out. And he says, we could share. We might be able to share.
I like the way you think, sir. On the way in, I picked up a handful of meat shields that can do my bidding. So I have plenty of help to find these mushrooms.
Good. Who do you cast light on? Trick question or pop quiz. Who do you cast light on?
None of them. I have dark vision.
Oh. Well, when they ask for it, who do you cast it on?
I don't have the spell.
Well, you are a gnome. I guess you don't need it. But that's even
I
better.
need light.
When I teach you that one, you always cast it on the fighter.
Should I cast on his weapon or on his armor?
Wherever. The enemy's only going to see him. That's all that matters.
Oh, yes. Thank you
Good.
for the insight.
Good. Now, run along. All right?
I will do just that.
Hieronymus, I will
Hieronymus
see you when you
Bosch.
bring the mushrooms.
Yes, so the whispering mushrooms.
Good.
I'll leave. I'll take my. I'm not going to waste any more of his time. Then I'm going to head off to the to hire my underling.
All right, perfect.
And that's it.
All right, so we're heading back to the group here. Let's go to Nate and Jeff. Or sorry, not Nate and Jeff. Fritz and Jeff. You're headed to secure apartments. You
Yeah, let's
in
try
the-
and get some lodgings here.
yeah, and the outer bailey towards the southern side. The southern side is on the 3D map. It's to the left. So you entered in from the east. Those buildings along the bottom of the keep are the apartment complexes. And you can see the first building is where the offices are. There's a sign outside as well. It says apartments for sale. You enter
sale.
into the the office building, and you can see there's two people in there. Both of them they seem to be commoners. They have dark skin. They have dark hair. The owner, what seems to be the owner of the place, goes by Lotus. He enters and he's got, again, very common plain clothing, but it seems very comfortable. He's got like dreadlocks, and he walks up to you and he says, "Welcome to the apartments. I know you must be adventurers looking for a stay. Well, you can rent these apartments very cheaply. I'm giving a sale right now."
Well, very cheaply sounds good, but we don't want something that's cheap for too much of a reason. Does that
Really?
make sense? We want
Well,
quality.
He looks at your clothing and he kind of like dusts off your shoulder, Scory, and
Mhm.
and he says, "What can you afford?"
Well, it depends on what's being offered.
Well, you see, I knew that I would get lucky today. I'd meet reasonable people like yourselves. And he says he takes us a bunch of paperwork, and he looks at some of the apartments that he's got available. He says, right now we have 2 apartments rented out. A jewel merchant is taking one of them, probably the nicest of the accommodations, and then we've got a wonderful priest who's put one on reserve. So I have 4. He's got 7 total, 5 available for you.
What do you have that's suitable for 6? A company of 6 adventurers.
Oh, you could easily fit 4 in an apartment. Comfortably fit 3. Squeeze in a 4th.
All right. So, are you having a 2
those
for
are right.
sale?
Say it again.
Are you having a 2 for 1 sale?
We could. Yes, we could put something together
All right.
for you. Yes.
Okay. What about what have you got? The 2 apartments adjacent one to another.
We do have that. We do.
Let's have a
right on
look,
top
then.
of each other. We could get you anything. You want a view of the keep at night? You have it.
I don't think that we plan to be doing anything at night but sleeping, maybe drinking, which we won't be doing in the apartment.
Well, it's either that or you stare right at the wizard's tower, and that man walks around in the nude sometimes.
Well, all right then. Maybe we don't want to be watching that. If he's a wizard, we definitely don't want to be watching that.
Yeah.
So show us the apartments, let's see, and then tell us what your price is.
So each apartment, they'll show you. He'll go around and show you the options available. But basically, they're all kind of the same. They do have like 2 bedrooms, so you could fit 2 people in each bedroom if you wanted to. And they do have modest, furnishings and things like that. It's going to cost you though. So for a month here, each one is going to be 15 gold pieces.
Okay.
For the month, you have to pay in advance, and you have to pay 1 extra in advance as well. 1 month in advance as well.
Security deposit?
Not a lot of adventurers stay for very long, so they might say they want a whole month, and then they leave.
You pay up front. Why are you paying double? Sorry, I'm not even here. I'm just.
So you're saying that you need to be paid for 2 months' rent before we can sleep for a single night?
Mm-hmm.
That seems a bit unreasonable.
Well, what seems reasonable to you? You are reasonable people, are you not?
Well, we like to think so. But what? And I don't have the entire company with me. I've just got this nice lass Ula to consult with. What if we could lower the price a bit? If you want me to make a commitment now without talking to the group, you're gonna have to do a little better than 15 gold pieces per month, and you need 2 months up front. That's 60 gold pieces. That's a
10
that's
gold
a lot that's a lot for a place like this.
10 gold per person seems reasonable. If you stay at the Traveler's Rest, it's going to cost you 1 gold a night.
Yeah, but we can pay 1 gold and sleep for the night. You're saying we got to come up with 60 before we can even lay down our heads.
Fine. I understand. And listen, I don't want... It's not like I'm competing against the Traveler's Inn or anything like that, okay? But to be fair...
well, that's good.
To be fair, my rooms are superb compared to that. Now,
Well, I'm sure it's very lovely by local standards.
we can forego the month ahead. But the price stands. If you'd like to get it down any lower, I need you to give me a persuasion check. You'd have to get pretty high. If Fritz, if you want to add anything to maybe persuade him, I'll let Jeff roll with advantage, and you would need a 20 to change his mind.
Go for it. I'll assist.
Okay.
What do you say, though, Ula? Because you're a person of nature. You probably don't sleep in too many inns or apartments.
No, but I understand the value of the gold. Just going to smile and try to get that price a little more reasonable.
Oh, you do the old...
Put on some charisma here.
Okay. All right, go ahead, Jeff. I'll give you advantage on this.
All right. Okay.
Nice. 21.
Thanks
He'll
for the
lower it by
advantage.
20%. So 15 a month will become 3 less, 12 a month.
12 a month for the 2 apartments. And I'll need.
So it'd be 24 to stay in there tonight, combined, all of you, instead of 30, and it was also 60 to begin with.
What do you think, Ula? I mean, I can cover that, but it'll clean me out. Is this something we should just pay for?
I think we should do it because this seems a lot more secure than staying at the other place.
Okay. All right, we'll
We
take
can
it
lock
then.
it in.
Okay.
We'll take it then.
Locking it in. Got it.
Yep.
Nice.
Okay. Let me decrement my cash then.
The Twitch chat is very happy with that roll. They love the
Fantastic
bartering.
Twitch.
And the YouTube
Okay,
chat
so-
said, "Are you dead yet?" No, not yet. Not yet. All right, let's go to Tim and
Okay.
Tim and John. We'll
I'm now
jump down.
broke, you guys.
You might be broke. Yeah. All right, Tim, Valentine, and Sasori, you're going to the bailiff's
We're not.
quarters.
Yeah,
So
we're
you
not
can
really
get-
sure where the bailiff is. and
Yeah, you
his,
can ask some people, and you head to the gatehouse here. The bailiff works in this gatehouse. You get the sense that because when you ask someone and they point out like one of the bailiff's guards, there's a slight difference in the watch patrol and the bailiff, and like they're kind of like the local law enforcement, whereas the castellan and the militia is like the military. So the bailiff is the one who deals with, small time issues between the civilians that live there.
Got it.
All right, so you head to this area in the middle center of the inner, or headed towards the inner bailey. You see a guard there standing on duty. What do you say?
I'm gonna approach the guard and nod my head politely and say we're looking for bailiff butts. With a smirk
You mean
on my face.
you
Looking
mean
for butts.
you mean bailiff Buttes?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'd be careful. Don't let that slip, okay? He's always been kind of sensitive of that. And now, with his daughter, I'm sure you've heard, right?
Yeah, of course, yes.
Yeah.
Adina butts. Butte.
Buttes, yes. Please. You don't want to end up in the cell for the night. Right.
Not after we paid for nice lodgings. We don't. Why didn't we think of that first? We could have stayed in the cell for free.
And you get breakfast. I mean, come on.
And there's lots of butts.
Buttes, the guard says. One more time and I'll have you arrested.
I'm looking for bailiff Buttes.
No
To help with
disrespect.
the daughter, Adina Buttes.
Yeah.
Sasori has now pulled part of his clothes up over his mouth, cover up his laughter, because he's just uncontrollably smirking and laughing. Deep breath.
You enter into the guard post here, and you can see it's a smaller. It doesn't look like it's got too many rooms in this structure, but there's like an office. There's a couple of empty jail cells, and then there's a back room that you can see the guard takes you to. He knocks on the door a few times, and the bailiff says, "Come in." He opens the door, and you can see this man at his desk. He's got his head in his hands. The bailiff actually has a very interesting room, though, so I'll describe the room to you. This might give you a little bit of insight here. Yeah, so the bailiff is the superintendent of the fortress. You can tell he's a grizzled veteran. He's bald. He sports a black-gray beard. And you saw a person sitting outside of his office who was his scribe. Was a man who was furiously writing away. You can see that there's a ornate longbow and a quiver that has arrows in it as well, hanging on the office wall. And 3 of the arrows are kind of making an X, and then one going up in the middle. It's displayed for display, and that's also on the mantle of his office. There's also a elk head mounted on the east wall. What do you say?
Hail, Utes. We saw on the message board you asked for some help with your daughter. Sounds like a very stinky situation.
Wow.
I'd love to help you.
Don't make a ass out of yourself, he says. Back to you. He says, can't you see I'm a man grieving?
Aye, but your guardsmen have no sense of humor. I apologize.
You came here to make jokes, or you came here to tell me something about my daughter?
Not to tell you something, but to ask for information. I'm certainly intrigued. I feel the situation is quite dire, and I love nothing more than to help young maidens and kill brigands.
Well, good. I'm sure it was those brigands. You see, my daughter, Adina, he gets really tense and choked up. You see, she was 17, and she's going to be married soon. I had it all set up and everything. It was perfect. This young lad, Jonathan here, one of the Watchmaster's sons. It was going to be a beautiful marriage. Oh, God. She's gone. And he starts to cry.
Was Dina excited for the day?
Oh, just jumping for joy. You see, she was just such a sweet soul. She wanted to go, she always did. She always went to Ruth's farm and a bunch of the other farmsteads here with some of the merchants. She loved to help the elderly. And she was out working in the fields with for Ruth. And then Ruth reported that a group on horseback came over, weapons drawn. They scared away her husband, Frank, and they took poor Adina. And I know they're brigands. I just know it.
Where is this farm? Where is this Frank?
It's north of the Goblin Water River. It's about half a day's journey southeast of the keep.
Well, I can say I am most intrigued by your plight, and I think I might be able to find myself heading that way one day. Do you have anything else to offer me in the way of information or assistance?
I'll pay handsomely. I will double the reward for all the brigands brought in, especially if they're alive.
Nice.
I may be able to oblige. Alive, I can't promise, but brigands, I can.
And my daughter, personally, I will pay you 100 gold if you bring her back. She's probably terrified.
Consider it an honor. for me to end this terrible situation.
And what are your names?
I am Sasori.
And you?
I'm Valentine. Valentine Lupescu.
You may need to hire some people if you're going out. It's dangerous by the Goblin Water. In fact, I've been trying to get old Ruth to come live here in the keep, give up her days as a farmer. Her and her husband.
Ah, you say hire, yes. More firepower would be interesting. More help would be interesting.
Well, there's only 2 of you. How are you going to stop brigands?
Well, I make kind of an eye look over at this this crossbow sitting on the wall. This ornate crossbow.
It's a longbow.
Longbow, thank you. That's less interesting to the rogue, but okay, that's me metagame. That looks quite weapon worthy.
Aye, she is. She's a beaut. I've took down a few beasts like this, and he points to the elk ahead on the wall.
Perhaps
My adventuring days are over, though.
Perhaps I could leave a fair bit of collateral and use that in my attempt to rescue your wonderful daughter, Adina.
I don't know if you having a bow is going to help you. I mean, just met you. I'm not going to give you my family's heirloom for nothing. But if you bring Adina back, that's worth way more than the bow to me. It's yours. And for you, I think I've got a sword for you, he says to Valentine.
The safety of your family is priceless, Mr. Butts.
Ouch.
I thought
really glare at you right now real hard. Over my shoulder.
So, any other questions for Officer Butts?
Officer Butts.
Okay. So we're heading out of the bailiff's office?
Yeah, that's everything I had.
Okay.
Good to go.
All right. So to recap, Chris, you met the wizard. You perhaps have some sort of instant connection with him because you're both just terrible people, it seems, and he needs some mushrooms.
Clearly.
Jeff, Fritz, you and Ascori and Ula have secured lodging for the group. You got a decent rate of 12 gold per apartment. You can split that up 3 and 3. And you were able to get it away from the Wizard's Tower, so you don't have to watch that. And Tim and John, you have successfully spoken to the bailiff and found out more information about his missing daughter, Adina, who has gone missing by the Goblin Water River. You can also go to that farm. I mean, obviously, the farm. You could, if you wanted to go to the farm first to speak to the people who witnessed the crime, that would be possible as well. And then we go to Nate. You're headed to the chapel.
Aye.
You enter into the chapel here. It's the door, double doors have a picture of wheat on it, the symbol of chai. And you enter in, and you can see a couple of different people in here. There are some acolytes. Looks like they're vigorously scrubbing the floors, cleaning up. It looks like they might have had a church service this morning. And then you see up at the altar, there's a priest who is definitely organizing some of the spiritual icons and things like that up there. I assume you want to head to the altar, or do you want to talk to one of the acolytes?
I'll actually head right up to the altar. I'll do a brief kneel, touch my forehead, hand to the sky, back to my forehead, and
the
then
Hyperius
walk straight to
salute.
the altar.
Yeah.
Indeed. Yep, I'll walk straight to the altar.
As you approach and you do your sign to your god, the priest looks towards you as he sets down a holy symbol of chai, and says, "Ah, greetings, a fellow holy man. I am Father Blegram."
Hail and well met, Father Blegram, honored follower of Chai. I am Beric Helios, a follower of Hyperius. I just got to the. Oh,
You are
please.
brave to enter into the Borderlands at this such time. We need more heroes like you, ones who will shed light in this dark realm.
Indeed, we do. I come with others, although I don't know the depth of their character or devotion to one such as Chai or Hyperius, but they seem good enough. I am recently arrived here and wish to know if I could be of some service, as our deities are in good company with each other, in good faith with each other.
Yes, you could. It's been a while since we've had a holy man travel here, although I do hear another is on the way. We're expecting a priest from down south. Yeah, you could help us. We have church services and he says the schedule, I don't know, 3 days a week or whatever. And he says that you'd be welcome at any and all services.
I appreciate it. Do you happen to know the closest, safest mountaintop or hilltop where I could pray at sunup and sundown?
Here at the keep, it's not very wise to go out on your own. If you left the keep, though, you can see the sun rising up on the eastern side, so where you came in, there's a cliff face there. Probably the best of you.
Excellent. And you say a priest from the south. Is this perhaps a bearer of the sun? Or have you heard of any bearers of the sun in the region?
I have not heard of another follower of Hyperius coming here for quite some time, but I'm interested to see what this other brother that we're going to meet will have to say. Again, strange, we have 2 followers coming here.
Excellent. I look forward to hopefully meeting him as well. You have a wonderful establishment here. Have you any need for any services or any help with which I could...
Yeah, he basically just tells you if you want to come and visit the church on those days of the services, you could help out. And I'd say that this would gain you favor with the priest if you were to do that throughout the weeks that you're here.
Excellent. Alrighty. Well, hopefully...
He also will offer that since you are an adventurer, if you're ever in need of healing or a blessing, he would be happy to do that for your group before and after you leave the keep.
Well, thank you, Father. And is there like an offer like a donation cup or something? I don't know. I call him Father. I was raised Catholic.
He is Father. Father Blegram.
No, it is Blegram. Dang, I totally spelled that wrong.
Father Blegram. Blegrim.
Ah. Blegram. All right. Is there like a donation box or something?
Father Butts.
Yeah. Father Butts. I love it.
Yeah, there's always a donation box. Come on.
I'll drop 1 gold piece into the donation box. As thank you for the information, and just on my way out, it seems I'll thank him. Thank you, Father. One last question: have you heard any activity of those who follow? And my voice gets very low. Typhurius.
You're gonna make me check the document. Typhurius. Huh? Who's Typhurius?
He's like the least.
I have the document here.
He's like Hyperius' like least favorite.
The darkness.
His enemy in the gods. His followers would be dark.
Now, those like I said, holy men are far and few in between here in the Borderlands. Mostly, people here have no moral compass to speak of, let alone worshiping a god that hasn't been seen. I haven't seen worshippers of Typhurius in ages. Only in the south.
Interesting. I guess the saying, everyone's religious in the foxhole doesn't go up here.
Foxhole. An interesting term.
For catapults and such. Well, thank you for your offer of healing and blessing. And may Chai look down upon you with favor.
He'll kind of do his religious whatever motion towards you, his gesture, and you can head back to your group.
Is there? I mean, I'm interested in at least speaking with an acolyte, but is there any reason to, or is it just gonna?
Nah, they're gonna just tell you what information he just
Okay.
gave you. So
Excellent. Then he'll nod to the others
Yeah.
as he walks out.
yeah, Father
And
Bleegrim is
on his way to the goat.
Yep, head to the goat. Father Bleegrim is an older man. He's kind of graying, but he seems like he's still physically and mentally with it. He hasn't lost a step.
Excellent.
All right, let's go to the greased goat, everybody. So you head to the greased goat, which I'm going to switch to the Roll20 scene again. All right, the greased goat is right here. It's located near the Inner Bailey's Gate. And when you head to the greased goat, you can see this is probably where most of the people are. In this place, it's pretty packed. It's lunchtime. You've got people in there like traders, merchants, as well as watch militia members. In fact, you can see there's a couple people who seem like they're higher-ranking officials that are here as well. Everyone in here is a human except for... No, everyone in here is a human. Yep, everybody in here is human.
Oh, human-ish.
Right, they could be dragonborn. We don't even know it because we have a very more grounded setting here. So you head into the grease goat, and oh man, does it smell good! You've been on the road for a few days. You can smell the food, the aroma coming from the kitchen. The venison stew, vegetable soup, roast fowl, hot meat pies. You see all of this spread out throughout the tavern. People are enjoying themselves, drinking, and conversing. What do you want to do?
Order a drink.
Order a drink?
Order
Sure.
a drink.
Ale is one, let's see here. 1 silver piece per mug. You can get a glass of wine is 1 electrum, but I'm not using electrum because that's dumb. 2 silver pieces, we'll say 2 silver pieces. Honeymead is 1 gold piece per flagon. And there's also bark tea for a silver piece a mug. And yeah, there's a couple other things here too. I can tell you what you want, but most things are anywhere between. The most expensive item on the menu is 2 gold for the roast joint, and the cheapest thing is probably bread. Yes, bread for a copper a slice.
Maybe it sounds perfect.
All right.
I'm gonna hand Scory 5 gold for my share of the lodgings.
I think it's 4 per person. No.
It was 24 for the month. Yeah, so it's
Cool.
four
Chris,
ahead.
like, I met a wizard. I could pay the extra gold.
No, I'm buying good favor, and
Okay.
someone that will lay down their life for me. And I
All right.
Hey,
Just double checking. We're doing it's like 10 silver is 1 gold and like 100 copper is 1 gold.
Yeah,
Right. All right, cool.
it's all the tens. Yeah.
Decimal system. Yeah.
Except for
Excellent.
the electrum, which we're not using
Because it's dumb.
It's
because it's
dumb.
silly.
and what about platinum? Are you gonna see any platinum?
Yeah, yeah, sure, but nothing on the menu is a platinum piece.
Bread and wine for us. Sorry.
Bread and wine for Sasori? Okay. So it's going to be a total of 2 and 2 silver and a copper. It's nothing for you travelers.
Let's grab a table and just
Yeah.
hear what we hear, see what we see.
Sure. In this place, you see a couple of different folk here. The barkeep, who gives you your food and orders your drinks for you, introduces himself as Bumbo Wickman. Bumbo is always talking to somebody. Even before you went up to him, he was in an intense conversation with people at the bar. He'll get your food for you, and it comes out quickly. The service is great, and he can't recommend the honeymead enough. When you look around the room, you can see that there are 4 patrons who are men-at-arms. They're there. They have their leather armor and shields, their short swords attached to their scabbard, and they're enjoying a meal. You can also see some other people who might look like adventurers themselves. You see one man sitting alone at a table with a 10-foot pole sticking up out of his backpack. It's almost at the ceiling of the
Oh man,
of the
There's
area.
your man.
There is.
You also see an acolyte, clearly two acolytes of the temple that you just went to, Nate. You see two guards. These are not the watch guards. These are like bailiff's guards. And you can see there's one younger woman sitting with two men, very large like men. One is very broad-shouldered, beefy. The other is muscular, but much thinner. And they're seated at a table in the corner, the farthest. They're isolated. Nobody's around them. And she seems to be trying to feed the two of them. They don't look like they are
with
interested in
spoons?
anything. Say it again?
You mean she's physically trying to put food directly into their mouths?
Exactly, yes.
That's weird.
Worth investigating.
After Valentine gets his honeymead, I think I would like to go sit with the two bailiffs men and ask them some more questions.
Yeah,
Sure.
I'm gonna join as well.
About the butts. I want to know a lot about the butts.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask why he hasn't added an E to his name to make it actually correct.
Why hasn't he added a what?
I want to know why he doesn't throw an E in his name to actually make it sound like that. Name
An
said
E.
nuts. It's his own
Buttes.
fault.
Can we assume that we all sit down and kind of exchange information from the day?
Yeah.
I'm kind of
Update,
assuming that you
update.
just, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Is
great.
anyone holding anything back? Hieronymus?
The bailiff's name is definitely Butts.
I
We're
paid
not
you
talking
for
about
your
it.
silence.
Insight check.
Do you want to hold anything back, Hieronymus, or do you want to tell them your encounter with the wizard?
No, I'll tell him about the wizard, how
Okay.
how he's gonna mentor me, and he has asked me to retrieve some mushrooms for him
Okay.
in my travels in exchange for spells, which would benefit every one of you for me to have.
Jesus. You like go from being a friendly gnome to like Gollum.
Yeah.
Still
He's
trying
kinda
to figure
crazy.
out this character.
He's kind of insane.
Definitely Nobo-esque. Yeah.
All right, so where we go? Who's gonna talk first?
I'd like to sit with the acolytes. You know what? No, that's the same conversation. I don't know if anyone else is interested in the girl and the two big fellas, but I'll grab my bread and honey mead and head over that way.
The two men, they don't even look at you as you approach. Anybody else going with Nate?
Sure, that sounds like there's a story there to be learned.
Sure. So Jeff
I'm
and
all
Nate
about
head over.
stories.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
very charismatic.
That's right.
You walk over, and the two men, they have blank stares. They don't even look at you when you approach. No acknowledgement that you're there. The woman looks up and says, "Oh, may I help you?"
I was wondering if I could help you. These two fellows look like they need assistance.
They're just having a rough day. They're not eating much. She's trying
they
to
ha-
put some sort of like applesauce in his mouth, the bigger
Do they-
man's mouth.
Do they have any desire to eat on their own?
They're, day to day. It's rough. She says ever since they came back to the keep. You know them, I assume?
I've seen them around. Sorry, what? Scory?
Did she ask? Do we know them, or are you asking?
The girl
Bob?
is asking you if your characters, if you know
I'll look
them.
at Scory when she asks that.
Mhm.
Well, Les, they let's say that we share a bond with people who have a sense of adventure, and my sense of these gentlemen is that they've shared quite an adventure.
So you don't know. This is Ark.
Not personally.
Ark, which is the big one. and the smaller man, but again, he's still very strong. They look like adventurers. Davis, and the two of them, they haven't been the same since one of the patrols found them in the Whispering Woods.
Oh, the Whispering Woods. I've heard terrible things about that.
Yeah.
What
Always
were
in
the
the
circumstances?
What was that, Chris?
I kind of shout from, or that's where we have to go there to get mushrooms.
Yeah.
Shut
Find out more about what happened.
You see, they had a group. They were adventurers, probably like yourselves. And then one day a patrol found them sitting in the woods in silence, staring at each other. You could tell they must have been captured by goblins or orcs or something, because they were beaten up pretty badly. But they didn't even care about their wounds. They came back and they wouldn't acclimate to society. They wouldn't speak. They've been mute since.
That's terrible. How did you
Probably.
come to care for them?
The Castellan's order hired me.
Ah. The Castellan's order looks after them.
Yes, the Castellan's been trying to get adventurers to come to the keep, and well, this is what happens when you have people who aren't trained go wandering around, traipsing all over. Sorry, I mean nothing of your
No,
lifestyle, but
It's understood.
I'm gonna walk over there and say, "We must do something to help these poor souls from the Whispering Woods."
when you come over, Chris, the bigger one
Yes.
makes like some weird like noise, like a groan, and he starts to like white knuckle grip the table.
Arcane check. How do I do that? What do I roll here? How do I
The
roll?
Arcana button.
I'm gonna do an Arcana. Yeah. Oh, that's right. So I can do it on this
On-
thing.
Intelligence plus proficiency.
There it is. Oh,
Plus.
there we go. I didn't roll very well.
A
I hit it
19.
twice.
Um,
Yes.
I mean, you only heard partial bits of the story. I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility that these men are under some sort of curse or spell, perhaps. But you don't know. You didn't see the spell cast. You don't know the origin of this. It could very well that they're just mute, and this is all psychological damage.
Might a charm person spell help to counter the effects? Do I ask my intelligence?
You could try.
I happen to have one. I'm going to use it on the big guy that showed the reaction and see if
Yeah.
that might help to counter the effects.
What's
of
the
whatever
saving
they're
throw on
under.
that?
Let's see.
Is it 13 for you or 14?
Spell. Where do I find that?
It's
Core-
just going to be 10 plus your intelligence modifier.
My modifier is +3.
Okay, so it's 13. All right, so when you do that, the big man is going to... You're casting the spell, and as you finish the incantation, you cast Charm. You feel like it would have worked, but he seems to be mute and unchanging, except for his emotional state. He's going to get up, throw the table over, and he's going to lunge at you and try to beat you with his fists. Everyone, we're going to go into combat here. I have the initiative order here. It's Tim is 17, John
Nice.
16, Nate 15, Fritz 15, Jeff 12, Chris 12. Now the 15s, Nate and Fritz, you could decide if you want to go first or second. I just put Nate, then Fritz, and then Jeff and Chris. I just put Jeff and Chris, but you can decide if you'd like. All right.
I
we'll get to
really
your
should have
turns.
interrupted you, Hieronymus. I was about to rock some divine sense, try and figure out if there was something going on.
So we're gonna do this a little. It's gonna be theater of the mind here. I don't have a map for this, but just remember this is a packed tavern. There are some guards here, and I would say that your table was somewhere in the middle of the tavern, and their table was the far left corner. So that's what's going on here. All right, I'm gonna change the music, and then we're gonna start. But it's gonna start with Tim. Valentine, you're up. You're seated at the table still, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
How much of the were we able to, like, how loud is it in the tavern? Were we able to hear any of the conversation, or does it just look from a separate table like he's getting attacked?
It's loud enough that you couldn't hear specifics of the conversation, but once the table gets thrown over, you're ready.
All right, so I see a table get launched across the room. I will stand up and can I make it to the person and try and grapple the one who's lifted the table?
Sure. So I would say that you can get out of your seat and run over there. You probably have enough distance to get to the person assaulting Hieronymus. You want to make a grapple check?
Essentially.
Okay. So if you're going to make a grapple check, give me a athletics check.
Oh boy.
Let's go.
17.
How big is Valentine?
He's a human, so relatively average size. I imagine like my build, 6'2". 2
What
inches.
the heck is average?
He's average size. He's 6'5".
I'm average. So say 6 foot.
Average Austrian.
Sorry.
That was just a humble brag on Tim's part. He's average human size, 6'2", like me.
Average
Did I
barbarian.
mention-
I don't know.
Did I mention I'm a barbarian as well?
Low charisma. It all makes sense.
It's all on display tonight, everybody.
Yeah,
So,
this is it.
Tim, you're a strong. Valentine is a strong individual, as you mentioned. You grab this guy, and he's probably a good 4 or 5 inches taller than you.
Oh, he's bigger
And-
than average.
He swipes you away with one arm, with almost unrealistic strength.
He's a big
right.
boy. Okay.
He's a big boy.
Noted.
So that's your move and your action. Do you have a bonus action or anything else?
No, I'm not going to start raging
Okay.
in a bar.
All right, let's go to John. Sasori.
Good thing.
Nate, you're on deck. Or Fritz.
Yep.
Yeah,
So want me to move back? I mean, this guy's like juiced up. Back up and hit him with Entangle.
It's possible, John. You want to wait, or
no.
you know
Oh,
that
wait, I
there's
think
there's no magic allowed in the keep. Remember.
Is it magic or nature?
They're gonna be pretty weirded out if vines start growing out of nowhere. But you can do it if you'd like. You
It's
just have
climate
to.
change.
You just have to be okay with the consequences.
Global warming. I mean, I don't really have much to do. I think we want to take this guy alive just for goodwill.
Oh yeah,
Sure.
so we definitely don't want to murder him on our first day in town. We'll never get our 24 gold pieces back.
Never get anything.
John, is Sasori's turn. You're up.
Yep. All right, cool. So I will stand up and make a comment to the 2 bailiffs at the table and be like, you could just never have peace and quiet at the bar, can you? And I look over at my friends and I kind of give them all the eyes of chill out. No one getting in trouble here. We're doing just fine. And I walk over towards where where Valen is trying to grapple, and I want to provide assistance.
Okay, so you walk over to where Valentine is, and you're getting ready to grapple him or something, or you're like...
Yeah, I'm hovering over and kind of readying an action that would help in...
Okay. You want to do the aid action?
Yeah.
Okay, that's doable. You could do the aid action, so whoever attempts to attack this guy next will get the advantage. Nate or Fritz?
I know.
What do you think?
I'm gonna try and grapple it. I could also try. Yeah, I'm gonna try and grapple him.
Okay, you'll
All
have
right,
advantage.
give it a try.
And I don't know if that's what John's aid is for, but
Get advantage. Yeah.
I'll give you advantage on it, sure.
alrighty. So athletics, you say?
Yeah.
Excellent. A hot
Oh yes.
woo. A hot 2 and a hot natural 20.
Thank God for
Unfortunately,
advantage.
he still beats you. Even with a 22.
I shout, He's unstoppable.
Nate,
As
since
I land
you
the most perfect tackle of my life.
Yep, you hit him like a NFL linebacker, and he didn't move. Since you got a nat 20, Nate, I'll give you a little bit more information. You kind of square up on him, right? And you kind of lock arms for a second. Right before he tosses you like a rag doll to the side, you can see his eyes are just like bloodshot red, and he looks like super intense into your eyes, and he like kind of groans as he throws you across into a table.
All right.
Fritz.
Yeah, why not? I'm going to try and fade back a little bit because I'm assuming people are kind of watching this chaos, and I'm going to throw Entangle in there.
Okay. Describe what happens.
Just kind of back up against the wall slowly and try to get out of everyone's view, and then just summon forth the natural elements.
Okay, but you are not taking a turn to stealth, right? You're just doing this, hoping just nobody.
Yeah, I'm just going to do it. I mean, we might not have a turn if this guy's berserking out. And
Okay.
I mean, we rolled a natural 20. That didn't even phase him.
He's all jacked up.
I don't have any type.
Hey, yo, keep
Fritz, you
your
got like a-
composure as a free action.
Chris, you got like a dispel or something?
Do
We don't even dispel magic.
No,
we got nothing.
not at this level.
Like, just
a third level spell.
Well, you could always
Yeah,
end
we'll see what
it if
happens.
you wanted to. You could just end it if you wanted to. It's a concentration spell, so you could just drop the concentration.
Yeah.
But roots and vines start to sprout from the ground, not from beneath the wood floors, but on top of them, basically, and just make this whole area, that area where the woman is sitting, where the other man is, and this hulking creature guy, they come up and entangle. You want to just get him or everybody?
is there a difference in strength if we're role playing it? I mean, I'll throw everything on him if that
No difference, but
gives us a better chance.
no difference. I just don't know if you want to get any bystanders or your friends.
No, we'll just get him.
All right,
Less
so
obvious, maybe.
Yeah, I'll say that inevitably John and Nate, who are the most recent people there, have to get caught in it as well. So John and Nate, you're gonna have to give me strength saving throws.
It's a 0 stat. It's one of the better ones I have.
All right, looks like Nate, you're good with a 20. John, you are trapped in Fritz's vines, and the guy breaks the vines to try to entangle him. You don't get any of the other civilians or bystanders, just the three of you there. Actually, Tim, you'd probably be there too, right? You kind of went to wrestle him as well.
He needed me, yeah.
All right, go ahead. And I'd say, Chris, you're on the side with the civilians, so you don't have to do this.
So did you say you want me to make that saving throw? I'm sorry.
Yeah, Tim, you do. Chris, you
Got it.
don't, because you're kind of with the woman and the other guy, probably.
Hiding behind a woman? Yes.
Yeah, you're... Well... Or at least at the table that they were at, that they just got turned over. You're hiding behind the table.
Hiding behind the females. Not
Yep.
afraid
You
of
can
women.
hide behind a flag of ammo.
What'd you get, Tim? Oh, yeah. You're
I
fine.
just went twice.
Okay.
We'll go with the 23.
23. You're fine as well. John, you're stuck in the entangled area. It's difficult terrain, and you are restrained until you free yourself.
I got it up. Thank you.
All right. Now we go to the enemies. By the way, Fritz, I rolled when you cast a spell. It seems like everybody's really looking at the fight, and nobody seems to be noticing you, or at least that you can tell. But now
Yeah,
people
and
are screaming.
He just broke those vines, right? He just smashed through them.
Busted through them. Yeah, I rolled a 16. He busted through the vines, but now people are screaming, "Witchcraft! Look! They're growing vines!" And people are running all around. Even the militia members are cautious. They take out their swords, and they're like kind of standing at a defensive position. All right, we're going to go to the enemies here. So the big hulking dude, let's do an attack on Nate. He's going to pick up a chair and use it kind of like a club. What's your AC?
Well, realistically, am I wearing armor in the middle of town at a bar?
Well,
Are we haven't gone to our place yet, right?
You have not, so I'd say you still have it on. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So it's 18.
Okay. Not gonna hit. He's not gonna hit you. He does attack twice with his club.
I say,
Second
friend,
attack is-
this isn't worth it.
Second attack is going to hit you, and it's going to do a total of 5 bludgeoning damage.
Wow. All right.
And then, oh, I'm sorry, not 5, 7. I apologize. And then the smaller guy, who's again still an adventurer, he takes one of the steak knives off the table, and he goes to attack Hieronymus, who's cowering behind the woman who was feeding him. Hieronymus, what's your AC?
9.
A 9? A 9? That's great.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm hiding behind anything and anyone.
Yeah, that's fine.
Barmaid.
I'm all for it. All right, here we go. He's not. Oh, he is gonna hit you. Yeah, you're a 9. Yeah. You see, and he's gonna end up doing some sneak attack damage here as well.
What?
Yep. So he's gonna do a total of. Let's see here. I rolled too many dice. It's 5 plus 3, so 8.
That's all of my hit points.
All right, you go down. All right, so now we go to Jeff and then Chris. Chris, why don't you give me... well, Jeff, unless you're going to heal him, give me a death save, Chris.
What do you want there? A 20?
Yeah, just a 20. 10 or higher will make a success. All right, so you're unconscious. Oh, wait. I
We
totally
don't do death saves
defaulted...
in this campaign.
I totally defaulted to all the Candlekeep that I was running. We're running this a little differently today. So I'm going to
the
roll.
secret die.
Yep, it's a secret die. I apologize, everybody. And our house rules are in the description below. So I'm going to roll this. It's a D3. I'm rolling a D6 here for the viewers. It's going to be GM roll. You're not going to see it. And that's how many turns you have to live.
1 plus the D3, right?
I'm at 0 hit points.
Yeah, you're at 0. Yeah. So you're dying, and in D3 rounds you will die.
I thought it was 1 plus a
Karma's a
D3.
bitch.
We
Chris,
said
I'll zap you up, man. I'll
Yes,
heal you
one-
up when it's my turn.
you're right, Nate. 1 plus D3 rounds. So I rolled
Okay.
a D3.
Cool.
The chat probably saw it, and they'll know exactly how many rounds there are. So we go to Jeff. You're up.
Okay, question. Can I cast Healing Word in a way that is not obvious? It has only a verbal component.
I would say that with this chaos going on, you probably would be sure that nobody would see you do that.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna reach out and grab Hieronymus, yank him back away from this guy, and whisper a healing word in his ear. Don't die now, you silly git. And I gotta roll that. Okay, hang on. How does that work on this sheet? Oh no.
Oh, bummer. I just realized that the chat is not seeing my rolls because I'm in our full main screen. I'm going to switch over to the Roll20 screen. Apologize for that.
It doesn't
Although-
seem to want.
Yeah, go ahead, Jeff.
It doesn't seem to want to just cast
roll the
spell,
dice.
so
Just
I'm
roll the
just
dice,
gonna
yeah.
do roll 1d4,
Sure.
1d4 plus 2. So take 5.
Okay.
It's over half his hit points.
It is more. It's more than half his hit points.
Yeah.
Because
Thank
Chris-
goodness I bought my Constitution.
Yeah, what's your con? Or your HP? It's 8?
I'm up to 5. Yeah, my base is 8.
Okay. All right, perfect. All right, let's go back to the order here. So that's Jeff, Chris, back to the top. Tim.
Right. Is there an intact chair nearby me that I can use as an improvised weapon and throw it back at the guy with the knife?
Yes.
Yeah, you could find a equivalent of a dagger or something, a knife or something like that.
I'd like to just yuck it right back at him. The guy with the knife, not the big guy.
Yep.
Would it be just like a dex throw? Like a d20 to hit and then
Yeah, it'd be like a ranged thrown weapon attack, or a strength if you want. It's thrown weapon.
Oh, I'll definitely go for strength then.
I will say though that it's improvised because it's not an actual dagger,
Yeah.
so you won't get your proficiency with it. But it does. I'll say it does a D4. That's what I did for the guy.
Okay. So D20 to hit then will be in 19.
That'll hit for sure. They're not wearing any armor.
Let's go with that strength.
And your damage?
Oh, that's supposed to be a D4. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'll take another D20 if you want, but
No, that's quite all right. I'll go with the D4.
D4.
Just 2 damage.
2 damage. Okay. All right. Okay, so the one that's more of a rogue took 2. The other guy has just thrown you all off of him, so he's still raging.
Was the rogue big?
Sorry?
Was the rogue, like you said, the bigger one had like bloodshot eyes and looked like he was raging? Does the rogue one have like the same altered mental state or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Totally. Yep. All right,
Cool.
John, you're up. Nate, you're on deck.
Yep.
I'd like to use, if I may, my free action to call over to.
A little louder.
I'm sorry. I'd like to use my free action, if I may, to call over to the 2 bailiffs men sitting at the table where I was sitting at,
Yeah.
saying like, "You guys gonna help?"
They're hesitant because of the vines that are growing. You see them looking at the vines, trying to figure out what this all is.
A fuster cluck. That's what it is.
I need your help. This poor man needs to be subdued. He drank too much.
Give me a persuasion check. See if you can convince them to overcome their fears.
Sure.
I think I'll need a... Yeah, this is their job. I'd say a 12 is good enough.
Well, unfortunately, I rolled a 7 plus 3. That's a 10.
Oh, you rolled a 10. Sorry, I didn't see that.
all good.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll try to... For something like that, I might try to give you a goal ahead of time, so it'll
I
be
was too
more
quick.
aware. That's okay. No, you did a good job doing quick. So you try to get the bailiffs to help, or the guards to help, but no avail. They seem to be a little hesitant. Is there anything else you want to do in your turn?
Yeah, I suppose with the rest of my turn, I'd like to try to intimidate the man with the rogue, the man who has the knife. I'd like to talk with him and try to say, why are you fighting? What are you doing? Stop! There are many people here. You are going
All
to
right.
be beaten.
You're gonna be beaten up, man. Yeah, you rolled a 16, but you know, you don't feel like these guys have any talking to is gonna really calm them down. They might need to be subdued. Now, don't have to kill them, but they do seem like they are in some sort of this mindless state. Let's go to Nate.
Sure. What's the girl doing this whole time?
Protecting Chris's body
Hey,
mostly.
Weird. That's
She seems to be fearful, but she's like, she saw Hieronymus go down, so she like kind of stepped in front of him, kind of protecting him.
He's been dragged away and brought back, though. Okay.
Oh, he was? Who dragged him away?
I did.
Oh, you did. Okay.
Healing worded him.
Scotty.
Well then she will go with you as well.
All right. And I'm engaged with the biggest fellow.
Yeah, the big boy.
All right. Well, I'm gonna use Divine Sense. So I'd like to try and at least maybe figure out what's going on here. So the presence of strong evil registers in your senses, like a noxious odor, blah 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 blah. I can be aware and detect forces. Location of celestial fiend, undead, any.
You don't sense any celestial fiend or undead.
No, but like evil, anything evil. I can tell whether something has been consecrated or desecrated.
Yeah. No, I don't think any of the things that are happening to these people would apply to the divine sense.
That's
Yeah.
a bummer. I
You don't get the sense that they're evil.
No,
nor
I
do you
assume
think-
something has been done to this person.
Clearly,
he's
yeah,
not
clearly
registering
something
as
has
a
been, clearly
person.
something's been done to them.
All right,
But you don't get any sense from the divine sense that they are emanating like an evil aura or any sort of like, yeah, anything like that would be coming from them.
Gotcha. I say, friend, you can overcome this. Please restrain yourself. And that's my turn, because that's an
Okay.
action.
Oh, it's in action. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Fritz.
Well, we'll end the entangle because that's not working, and it's holding back the guards. So I'll end that, move back a little bit. And does anybody need a healing word? I think, right, Chris, you're back up, right?
I'm still injured.
I'll throw
I'm-
Chris a heal.
Oh, I'm
You hurt?
pretty beat. Yeah.
All right, then I'll throw Nate a healing word.
Okay.
That's lovely. I appreciate it. That's a bonus action, by the way.
Yeah. So it's what is it, 4 plus? Let me just grab my sheet.
Awesome. 2.
4 plus. Yeah.
Sweet. That brings me almost back. Appreciate it.
Okay. And now we go to the enemies. So the big boy. Let's see. Nate, you're still there in front of him?
Yeah, I'm still engaged with him.
Okay. A 20 on the first attack. The other is not going to hit.
Excellent. So he does
Alright.
not take any of the words I'm saying.
Nope. 5 more bludgeoning damage with the chair
Excellent.
leg. All right, and the roguish
Okay.
one is going to attack. Let's see. It'll move out and attack John because you kind of tried to aim your words at him. What's your AC again?
14.
Okay, you're going to get hit as well. You're going to take a total of. I rolled too many dice.
Probably enough to kill me. I mean, let's just let it. There's 9.
6. 6 hit points.
Blood is dripping down from my nose.
Are you unconscious?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
I had
6
9.
hit points.
Yep.
All right, and then we go to the group, Jeff, and then Chris.
Guys.
What do we got, Jeff?
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry.
What's the dwarf's dwarf going to do in this situation?
Okay, can I, in these chairs that have been thrown around, is there a clubby looking bit that I can
Yeah.
grab up?
Totally.
Okay, which of these two guys is closer to me?
The big boy.
All right, well, I want to just charge towards him, hopefully from behind if possible.
Sure.
And
You can
I
get
want
around.
to crack him across the back of the skull with the leg of a chair.
Go for it.
Love it.
Okay. Not sure how to roll that.
Just roll a d20.
I'm sorry?
Straight up. Just roll any
Okay.
d20, and it would be a improvised weapon with strength.
Okay. Let me just roll 1d20 and then we'll take it from there. Oh, that nothing. Nothing.
What's your total? What's strength?
It plus I have 3 strength modifier. 16
Okay.
strength.
6.
So-
Yeah, not gonna hit.
No, I'm not. Yeah, I don't know. There's no need to be killing anybody. We just need to knock them out.
Chris.
I'm going to get away from them as far as I can, put as many people between me and them as possible, and try
Sure.
to conceal my casting of sleep on them. The two of
Sure.
them.
Do I forget? I just rolled the dice, but for no reason. What is it? You just roll.
5d8 and hit points 1 first. Then you just consume the total of points. Hold on, let me roll.
Is there a save against it or no?
Uh,
I don't believe so.
Yes, there is.
Yeah, there's a save of 13.
I have it right here.
These creatures hit bullets. Doesn't say there's a save.
Does not say anything in the text about a save.
I don't see any save. Yeah.
What does
interesting.
chat say?
Chat, save on sleep.
Oh, spell save DC. It says there at the bottom.
There's
of
a
the
Yeah,
DC,
but I think
yeah,
it just
but-
sticks that on the end of every spell.
Oh.
I think that's just the form.
Okay, I'm
I
gonna.
think it just starts
well-
at the highest HP and goes through it.
Someone in chat knows. the
Okay,
answer to
well,
this
I'll
question.
look into it as well. But roll your d8s or
I
sixes.
did. I rolled a total of 12, 16, 25 points.
25 points. Okay, well, that will. Let's see. $25, 14, and 9. So that's actually 23. You actually do. You do. You knock both of them out. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
What
23
happened?
is what you
Seem
needed.
to have fallen asleep.
Well, they are under
Well,
some
clearly, I
mental
knocked him
stress.
out with my club.
I kind of stretch.
At least that's the way I'm going to tell the story.
The damn drunks, they just drank too much.
The guards now come in once the vines kind of receded, and they have their swords out ready, and they come up to the men and they kind of check them, see if they're alive or not, and they call for more guards. In fact, the Bailiff Buttes even comes, and he will take them away. Bailiff will come up to you after the dust kind of settles here. The Bumbo comes over and fixes all the tables, and everybody kind of goes back to their food. A lot of people left already, but some people already are there, and the Bailiff will come up to you and say that he heard that you stopped what could have been a terrible tragedy. They kind of went wild. Is that the case?
Aye. These two fellas, they just jumped up and started attacking everybody. And so my mates here, they jumped on them and tried, but the big one just shook them off. And so I grabbed a piece of a chair and I whacked them both upside the back of the head, and they both just fell like oaks in the forest being felled by giant lumberjacks.
Do you think that's what actually happened, Jeff? Because that might be. You swung at the guy, and then all of
Oh,
a sudden
yeah.
they fell asleep. Yeah.
Oh, I'm selling it. I swung, they fell down.
Yeah.
That's my story, and I'm sticking with it.
I think
Okay.
you believe it.
Even if
I believe it.
I'm a bard. I don't have to believe it to sell it.
I will ask you to give me a persuasion or a deception check, and I'll
Okay.
give you advantage on it for the convincing telling.
Sure,
of it.
okay. Deception here comes.
22.
well, there it is.
Nice. Even if you think the Bailiff knows, you get the sense that he doesn't care. He sees Valentine and Sasori from before. And he says to you both, then these must be your friends, the adventurers you spoke about.
You sure are, Officer Buttes. These are our companions.
Aye, bailiff. Yes, they are.
Well, then it seems that there might be a chance for my dear Adina.
Hail and well met, Mr. Buttes.
Earl Buttes, and he shakes each of your hands.
Earl Buttes. I'm making a note of that.
Well, I will. The men are cleaning things up, right? So he says, "I'll leave you to your lunch." The keep thanks you, and
Pineapple, pineapple, pineapple.
I do have one question for you all. And he looks over to Ula. For all of you, though, he doesn't say Ula, but some of the patrons mentioned strange vines growing up out of the ground here. I don't see anything. There's no remnants of it. You wouldn't happen to know if anyone was performing any dark magic here?
Who knows how things happen in such a fight, in such chaos. People think they see many things, but clearly there's nothing here.
Ula, I need a deception check from you for sure. And I'm actually... No, I won't give you disadvantage. Go ahead.
Wah, wah.
Disadvantage not needed.
The bailiff says, looking at Ula, but talking to everyone.
Yeah.
You all know that magic is forbidden here in the keep outside of the wizard. Decario's the only one allowed to perform, and that's only at the Castellan's request. We understand ourselves, right?
So noted.
Oh,
But that type of magic, I could see it being helpful in returning my daughter. And he kind of like gives you a subtle nod to all of you. And he'll walk away with that being the last word he said. All right, so I think we're going to end the stream here. Real quick, though, before we close out and do our sign-off here, where do you think you're going to be headed next? Obviously, you're going to go to your apartment and get settled in there. But what's the plan? Is the Earl's? Yes, Earl. Is Earl Buttes' daughter the top priority, or is there some other mission that you want to go on first?
I think we get Chris's mushrooms
Yeah.
because there's some stuff
they're
going
in
on in the woods.
opposite directions.
They are.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Whispering Woods are north of the keep, and slightly south, but mostly east, is the Goblin River.
I
I think-
vote get the mushrooms, get him some more spells, harvest as much as we can to also sell. The guy will probably take half. This way we get some experience, get some money, get our wizard some more spells, get that spell book, then
I mean, if we're-
circle back around the other way.
If we're looking for something that's a little closer to home, we could also do the crate switch in the warehouse. That's just right in the keep. I remember that being.
Yeah, we never really inquired about that. We could.
No.
No, I just mean, instead of going off to the woods in one direction and then doing the other, that would be an easy way to get something.
Experience and level.
Yeah. Speaking of experience,
Oh yeah, you're gonna get experience for this one, for sure. So, remember, I think Nate. I'm gonna switch back to our big view here. So, I was almost set on there. So I have this is out of game right now. So we'll close it out here. But I assume you're all gonna do. So is the plan to do the crate thing first, or is it to do the mushrooms?
I think we need to get that bailiff situation sorted pretty quickly, because if we do sort it right now, he's cutting us a lot of slack. And if we can save his daughter quickly, he'll be our buddy. But if we let something bad happen to her because we dilly-dally around playing with crates and she dies, then he's going to be our enemy forever.
Yeah, I feel this is going to
Good
be a
point.
fight, and I could be convinced to do the mushroom. I do feel it's going to be difficult. I'm kind of with Jeff, though. I feel like this might
Yeah, let's go save the girl.
be priority.
I mean,
my
bear in
my
mind,
gut
Yeah.
reaction was Jeff's. I just was
Good point.
offering an
Let's go get the
alternative. Yeah, I'm with Jeff.
I think the Whispering Woods is a big question mark too, because what we know is that it did something terrible to these guys, and the rest of their party didn't come back. So I'm concerned that it may not be the easier thing.
I would like
Yep.
to point out that that's 2 encounters in a row where Hieronymus saved the party.
By dying. Yes.
Okay, but you also started the fight.
Yeah, wait, hold on.
So it was very much your obligation. And by the way, the only reason you're not in jail right now is because I lied to cover up your magic. So who saved who?
I made a prior commitment.
We all know who has the power here.
All right, I don't
Big
know.
shields.
We,
The power to create chaos and nearly get us all thrown in jail.
we just lost
This is
somebody.
this
I think it was
situation.
Tim.
With your entangle.
Did
He
we-
was switching. He said in the chat, "BRB
Yeah.
switching rooms." But
Okay, so we lost him. But actually, we're gonna end the stream here. I'll talk with you all depending on where we go to from here. Hold on a
Excellent.
sec. Yeah, so right now all our Zoom screens are discombobulated, so people are only seeing
Okay.
the craziness of
Did I
the
sign?
Zoom
So
here.
it's all like the all.
Yeah, yeah, I see
Strange
you,
angles.
your head, yeah. So here's what we're gonna do, everybody. We're gonna stop the stream here. We'll talk all about experience and stuff like that at the beginning of next adventure. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. We will see you all on the tabletop.
Yep. Thanks for coming by.
there's-
Thanks, guys. Oh,
And
Tim's
of course,
back. Bye.
there he is. Yeah. But we'll see you all soon. So we'll definitely get that back.
Thanks, guys.
Next episode, by the way, is August 12th. I'll post that all on my social media. Everything I've
Okay.
talked about is down below in the description. Have a wonderful night. See you, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Hey,
See y'all.
can you leave the meeting open for a minute?
Yeah, I'll do that in a sec. All right.
Okay,
Bye,
thanks.
everybody.